no shout. We were only 7. Together every night. But we are not 7 with you.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Everything Goes podcast. I'm Omar, the host, and today is a 0 o'clock episode, which means it's a fun, light, happy episode. We're not gonna rant about anyone, or at least only a little bit. So it's mostly fun, and today we have some very, very special people that I'm so excited that they're here. They're part of the pillars of the fandom, I think. And that's One in an Army. We have the One in an Army brigade here. Okay. So let's talk a bit about One in an Army. How this organization came about.
Okay. I was there the first day, so I guess. Okay, so Anna, one of our members, we were in the middle of a few months in from the UNICEF campaign, the launch of the UNICEF campaign, Love Myself, and Violence, and Army, who was Anna, made a tweet saying, we have this really great, powerful global fandom, and we have a lot of power. Is there anything that we can do to help with either the UNICEF campaign or Syrian refugees? She had heard about the situation going on. And speaking for myself, it had been something that was, I had been thinking along those lines, and the same, like, this fandom is amazing. It's incredible. We're doing these amazing things, and some of them were just like funny, goofy things, and breaking websites and things like that, or selling out things. You guys are gonna kill me if I bring up the cat rug again. Okay, so Yoongi's rug. Okay, so no, because this happened on the same day. I found out. I thought it was a few days before, but it turned out it was the same day that it was Yoongi's birthday, and the little cat rug in front of his video, in front of his studio in the video, and we sold it out. I laughed so much that day at how far this went. I mean, we sold it out. We broke the website. I mean, we flooded Twitter with memes. It was incredible. And so those kinds of things were things that we were doing at the time. And so, I was also in the same mental space as, wow, man, between BTS's, mission and message and positivity and everything that they put out in the universe, and this incredible, powerful fandom, that we can do these amazing things, and, just laughing and having a great time, and how amazing that it is that we can do these things. Crashing voting websites and things like that, any poll that had BTS, we would just crush it, things like that. So having that idea that, wow, if we could marry that and put it in a positive direction. And so when Anna made her tweet, a few people responded. I was one of the people, and and what I discovered was so many other people were saying the same thing. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Man, if we could do something with this fandom, this would be great. How can we start? What can we do? And so we ended up making a group chat, and then someone made a Discord. I don't even remember who it was at this point. And then we ended up taking an entire weekend, and we just kind of said, how can we make this a long-term project, instead of not just one campaign for Syria, but how can we do this as an ongoing thing? And we were setting up rules for ourselves, and we were setting up groups, or I can do design, I can, reach out to organizations, I can handle making the website, and everybody kind of volunteered for different spots, and we just kind of moved on from there. That's how OIAA was born.
Incredible, being on the ground floor or something like this, and having no idea what is gonna happen and how it's gonna progress, and seeing what it is now, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was so cool. It was really an exciting start, and we had just no idea where it would go, but it's been really, really amazing. And
we should answer this one. Go on.
I've answered it a couple of times. Yeah. Well, actually, it was Anna. She put out a tweet when she was only 16, I might add, that asked, it was just right after they launched the Love Myself project with UNICEF, and there was a lot of news that talked about Syria and what was happening there. So she asked if we could like as a fandom, do something and come together and do something to help Syrian refugees, because we at that time kind of understood the kind of power we had as a fandom. And then a few of us replied to and like made suggestions and everything. And at the end of the day, they started a group chat, and there people kept talking, and then we just did a Discord so we would be more organized. And then like 2 days later, we had like an account, we had an email, we had a concept, we had like everything started to plan out. And then just a few weeks after, maybe a month, we did our first project for the Syrian refugees with medical teams international.
Wow, that's really impressive. Like how
It's
they,
just like just a thought could become this.
yeah, seeing like exactly like a thought manifest into a project, and first it's singular and then it keeps like multiplying. You guys like seeing your growth from year to year. It's just it's amazing. Like it's a total army ego boost to see.
Yeah,
just
it's been
how
pretty
much
mind-blowing.
it really, like the difference between 2018, 2019, and 2020 is just remarkable.
I think like also like a lot of that growth and how it has manifested to like it can be shown so clearly on the map that we have our map wizard doing, because I even if that wasn't what we were thinking of doing in the beginning, that's probably like one of our best legacies or whatever you want to call it, because it really shows like what Army can do together. Even if we don't exactly always do it together, we always like if you put them all together, it's an amazing feat. Do it together, we always like if you put them all together, it's an amazing feat.
It really is. Now with the BLM projects that happened, there was a video going around of a mom telling her like teenage daughter that she can't fight alone and her voice is meaningless, and that just because she wanted to go out with signs, but she was by herself, and she said, and her mom was like, you can't help anyone, you're just you. And to see a single thought manifest into such an amazing project that will last years and will leave a legacy and will impact so many people and so many animals all over the world. It just shows you the power that people coming together can have, that a single thought can grow with the right nourishment, I guess.
And that's really what our name is about, like one in an army. Like your small contribution can like become something huge, because we're so many people, just doing that one single thing can become like a huge impact.
So doing all this, being in army, how did you get into being one in an army?
Okay, so me at the time, I was seeing a lot of fundraisers, supporting charities on Twitter and maybe on Reddit. And as much as I wanted to contribute, I wasn't sure, like, is this trustworthy or not? I hadn't been on Twitter for like that long, so I wasn't sure. And then I saw like a recruitment post on Reddit, and I was like, this is interesting. I kind of want to apply, because at the time I was really fed up with my job, because I'm a project manager and we build websites for other companies. And I was just really sick and tired of like feeling like my company's just all about money. And I was looking into maybe I should do something in charity and like maybe something I would feel better about. And so this was a good opportunity. I went for it, and they messaged me right away. And I was really excited because I could contribute something I felt like I was good at, because I've always had some kind of passion for graphic design, or somehow using that towards something good. And when an army gave me that opportunity, and I was like, yes, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think mine was kind of sort of similar. Well, yes and no. I really love my job. I'm actually a special education teacher. And I do really like it, but like outside of everything I do for my job on the side, I also like to do a lot of artsy kind of things. I like to draw. I went to art school for a couple years before I got into education, and I've always kind of wanted to dabble into animation and graphic design. So this group kind of gave me that opportunity, but getting into it, I really wanted to give back, kind of the same thing, and find an avenue. And I stumbled across One in an Army on Instagram and saw a couple of their campaigns. I'm relatively new to the group. And although we've talked about it, and they were like, are you sure you've only been here for that long? Because it feels like forever. Maybe it's just because I have a dynamic personality like that. But I happen to, so we have like the main part of where we do everything for the main group, and then we have like a public side that allows for kind of fan groups to get together and have a place to chat and just bring up ideas and talk about things. And then if there's like immediate feedback that we want, we can post it in there. So I got invited by one of the groups because I said, hey, can I help? What can I do? And so I jumped in there, and they do a lot of translations for a lot of the campaigns that they post through that Discord. And me being the personality that I am, I'm kind of if no one's going to step up and take charge, I will do it. So I jumped in and kind of took over the translations and, getting people to do X, Y, and Z, and then putting it into graphic design, which is funny because it's the first time I've ever used Photoshop, and I just jumped right into it. Yeah. And became pretty proficient at it. I mean, I'm not great, but I'm okay. And then it kind of went from there. They did a restructure.
I think you're making extra noises, like tapping something, maybe?
Uh-oh.
When you're moving lower, like when
Oh,
your
yeah.
hands or
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just working on translations and things like that. And then they did a restructure, and I got an invite from, I think it was Lou, and I just squealed. Just absolutely lost it, because Lou and I actually hit it off, talking just in general about life. And then, yeah, the rest is history. Now I pop into every channel, whether I belong to it or not. I'm like, what's up?
No, Gigi's amazing. She has so much energy. She's literally in every channel.
Yeah,
doing
that's true.
every little thing. I worry for you sometimes, but she's been doing such an amazing job. It's very inspirational.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. So listen,
Exactly.
I've gotten better over the years of saying, I need a break. I can't. Y'all got to handle it. So, no, it's okay. And yes, Sammy's really good at yelling at me that I need to take a break.
You need to go to sleep.
Yes,
That's
I
the
get that
usual
one a
one.
lot. It's like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah. Gigi, go to sleep.
I know. It's hard sometimes. It's hard.
Yeah, me too. Most of the time I sleep at 4 a.m. So I always get the yawn as well. So I relate to you.
Yeah.
For me, so I joined when Anna put up the first tweet about helping helping in Syria. So
the right
we were
one.
talking. Yeah, so they were not from the very beginning. I joined when they made the Discord and the name.
Mhm.
So it was 2 days after that, because they were looking for fan bases, and I'm part of another fan base. So I got in through the fan base.
Mhm.
But at the same, so what happened is that I was trying to get in from like two sides, from my personal account as someone who can help, and also from the fan base. So I got the invite for my personal account as well. But the main thing is that I got in as part of the fan base.
Mhm.
That's how it happened. And yeah, initially I was in the research team in the very beginning. We were looking into organizations, and stuff, doing background checks and, things like that, discussing how One in Army is going to be, if it's going to be a monthly campaign, or I think for like, each campaign is it going to take 2 weeks or a month or 6 weeks? We were still deciding on that. And then afterwards, when we decided on the details, and after a while I became part of the design team. And yeah, yeah, that's all. I'm
Woo-hoo!
still part of the design team. Although I'm not
Design
helping
team
as
in
much. I'm so
house.
sorry, Sammy.
She's the genius behind our amazing logo, by the way, which I'm still obsessed over. Like,
No, you all help. Like you
genius.
all help. Yeah.
Amazing logo.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
I feel like
Gotta go for it.
everyone has their own story.
Yeah, I joined actually a couple of months after it started. Actually, Louise is the one that always thinks that I was there at the beginning, but it actually took me, I think, 3 months, after. I had just graduated college, and I was spending a month over with my father at his home for some like family bonding time. But I had seen OIAA on Twitter while I was in college, and I decided that I was going to join right after I graduated for some reason. And yeah, I just reached out. I was like trying to I wrote them an email, and I wrote them like a really official sounding email, like as if I was being interviewed for a job work. I'm like, oh, I just graduated. I have so and so experience. I was wondering if you need anyone for anything, They didn't add me to the main OIA Discord yet. They had added me to our A Duty too. That's now Friends of OIA. I was going to be a translator for Spanish. And then I think Erica or Louise had gone to that Discord asking if there's anyone that could do for research. And I was like, I can totally help. And that's it. I joined that section, and now I'm a member of research team. So.
For me, it was they posted a tweet saying they are in need of design team members. Was last August. Well, I was so nervous filling out that application. It took me about a day for not as many questions, but I was really debating on what to do. And well, 2 months later in October, I was added to the team.
We're very happy to have you.
I'm very happy to be here.
Awesome. Larissa?
Well, I was actually a translator in the Friends of One in an Army Discord at first too. Like, I think I saw the first tweet of like One in an Army launching their first campaign or something, and I remember seeing it and really wanting to join, but I thought they already had all members, so I didn't want to go and ask them if they need another member. So I just asked if they need any help, and then I became a translator for German, and I think I organized the Anpan Army project in Berlin for the concerts. Like, we had it was supposed to be like a food drive, but it wasn't anyways. Like, we tried to get it done, but it didn't. And then I was asked to join the team, so I was really excited. Like, I still.
How do you choose your projects? Anyone?
okay. Well, it's you mean every month? Well, I think what I love about One in Army is we always go back to Army to kind of get ideas, to see what the community wants, and then we start from there. I think right now we have some polls for our birthday campaigns coming up, and that's usually where we start. And I think research team takes over from there. Maybe Malika can expand on that.
So from what I know is that when Army pick up a cause, research team starts like looking into different organizations in different like maybe countries or cities where we've never helped before. Try to find like an organization that that is not too big and that is not too small, that has like a very clean reputation, that doesn't have scandals and stuff. An organization that also have their information public, they are that is very transparent as well and very communicative, because they have to be ready to talk to us and inform us, or if we ever have any sort of like question. So they have to be very communicative and very fast in replying to us as well. So we kind of have like a top 3 organizations, then we vote on them, we decide which one we like the most, all of us, right? We all do
Yep.
that. We all vote, and then from then, like design team continues. Yeah, if Sami wants to continue on that, she's the team leader of design
Well,
team.
Yeah, she makes that run. Well, and usually
Yeah.
expanding before Sammy goes into that, kind of on that too, is that the big thing is tangible
Yeah.
support. So we want to make sure that it's things that are being given and it's impactful in that way, and just we try to get as global as possible. So if we can find somebody that supports multiple countries or even worldwide, we try to focus on that as much as possible. But like Malika said, just reaching as many people as possible. And usually once we get it handed down, then we assign somebody to be project manager, then we create a task list, and then usually it goes over to Sammy, and she leads the rest of us through all the design stuff, because that seems to be the longest part.
Really, I feel like the most important part is actually getting down to through all the details first. We have hours and hours of meeting time.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, and I love this part of it. Actually, it's actually really hard, but I love this part because every member on One in Army is able to kind of voice their opinions about things, anything that they know. Everyone has different insights, and it's amazing to see that come out during our meeting times when we're making decisions. It's the hardest part. A lot of us are very committed to it, actually, and I love that. And I'm always
Committed
sitting
is
there
a good way.
sidelines, kind of like waiting for it to narrow down and make a decision so I could work on the posters. But that meetings part of it is very important, and I love that we have that. Even though sometimes it stands for a little too long, but in the end,
2 days.
I think we had one for like a whole week before. I don't remember, but that part's really important. And I think that's why a lot of our campaigns, when we put them out, they seem so meaningful and they do so well in their own ways.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I can do it. I'm just trying not to talk so much. Well, basically, like, it takes a lot of time, which is why we do the crisis threads, because when we do a campaign, there's so much going on behind the scenes. But for example, if we do the birthday months, at least we kind of switch the concept every year. But last year we asked Army like what kind of theme they wanted to go for everyone's birthday, and once we have the theme, we can start thinking about organizations that might fit this theme. And we also kind of want to like think about which member it is and maybe try to fit it in that way as well. And then our research team starts looking into organizations that fits the theme. We have like a whole list of organizations that people have suggested that we have like categorized into themes, and we look at those, and then someone puts like a little small explanation of all of them and like what's the pro and what's the cons, and then we do a vote, and once that's done, which takes at least a month, we like contact them, and then maybe they don't answer, and then we have to contact someone else, and it's just like it's a whole process. So like but once we've like locked it down, that's when the design team can start drafting posters, and they like come up with a theme. They usually might like look at the organization that we're working with and what kind of colors they use, but they also look at the theme in general. What kind of they're color magic people. I don't get it, but it's always pretty. Maybe someone on the design team can explain it better. And then we start like drafting posters and the text for the posters and text for the tweets and for the Instagram posts, and we make the video, and it's just like it's a whole thing.
That's a lot.
Yes.
And then we do it all next month.
Yeah, and then we start our next month. It's like we're always rolling. It's so yeah, it's a lot going on all the time.
Like a cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can kind of understand how album like BTS albums are made, because everything they're like way ahead of everything, that more than we are. But like I can kind of understand why and how it kind of simultaneously works together, because that's kind of what we do as well.
And is anyone from the design team want to say anything?
Yes, hello. Uni and I.
Hi.
There's also Lena in the chat with you.
Yeah.
Me, Dolly, and Lena.
Either of you.
Do you can go ahead, Uni, if you want.
I don't know what to say. I mean, how do I explain the process? First, we
Okay.
decide on palette depending on the partner organization. Then we assign who will create the main posters, then who will create the posters for the side activities. And we also plan what the side activity will be so that it will be coordinated with the posters.
Okay. And
I guess
do you
it's
have,
like
previous.
oh sorry, go ahead.
Do you have any previous like experience in like design and stuff? Because it's not easy. Like I try to do for the podcast, it's not easy. I suck at it.
Well, as for me, I'm the head of design team in Army Academy, and in other projects that I handle, I'm also the designer. And in my work, I am sometimes required to design social media cards. So I can say that I have experience with design, especially that I graduated from a course where we are also required to be familiarized with design tools such as Photoshop and InDesign.
Okay, that's impressive.
Mhm. Yeah, me too. I'm involved in other projects like army projects, and yeah, I'm part of the design team, at least some of them. And yeah, I don't really have a working background per se, but yeah, it's mainly part of design team with army.
We're learning together.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a learning process.
Definitely.
Always.
Yeah.
All I know is that it's magic. It just happens.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you do it. It just happens.
I don't know
you're in the
either.
basement.
It just happens.
It's magic. Like people who can design, like seriously, I'm so bad at it. You mentioned that you were a part of the Army Academia, which we haven't talked about yet on our channel, but we will as part of our Army History 101 series, where we talk about all the amazing things the fandom has done over the years, or all the annoying people that annoyed us over the years. Yeah. Yeah. But you were part of the Army Academia, which is an amazing project, and I'm sure it's very time consuming as well. So is it hard to manage both? One in an army academia, real life, all that?
Well, I'm the type of person who loves having lots of side projects, and when I'm resting, I feel like there's something wrong with me. Like there's something that I'm not doing. So I even asked my psychiatrist about it, and he was like, "Well, you're the type of person who loves to juggle a lot of things." So yeah, usually my calendar is full, full of deadlines, full of meetings. But I'd rather have that than having nothing at all.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I'm kind of the same. Like when there is a blank time in my spare time, I'm like, okay, what can I do? What project am I involved in? What is needed to do? Actually, I'm really involved in another musical project with Army. So yeah, I have many things to do, and that kind of settles me because I always have something to do, and I know that my spare time is used. Like I have things to do, and this is comforting in a way.
Yeah, I agree. Comforting.
Yeah.
Do you find that putting all that time and effort into all these projects and being so invested in actually does it make you more invested in being in Army and being a fan of BTS, or actually less invested? Because sometimes I think it might feel a bit draining and like a bit like work, and it might take something away from just geeking out over a new song or a new album or a new run episode.
I don't know about the others, but for me in particular, I kind of separate the two. It makes me it makes me really proud of Army whenever they get really excited about the campaign, the results that have come out of it because of it. But I think honestly, it's two separate things for me because OIAA has become something super precious to me. And sometimes it's probably the most exciting thing every time I wake up in the morning to do compared to like Army things. I'm still excited to be in Army. I'm like, super excited, the things that BTS produces and stuff like that. But OIAA in particular is such a special place that anything that happens in Army life, Bangtan life, is completely separate from OIAA.
Interesting.
I think, yeah, probably the same. I mean, I think that working with OIAA has made me like super more protective of Army, I mean, because like I know that, every time there's always drama and things that will happen and people will come and just say it. And I'm like, no, you have no idea what this incredible group of people do. And we see it every single day. And we see their kindness and their hearts and their warm spirits every single day. So you cannot tell me anything, like there's other things that, I mean, go on, and I understand that, but I know that the heart of Army is really, really like pure and precious. Like the thing that draws us to BTS and the thing that keeps us supporting them, and feeling touched by their music and, their words to us, that is the part that we get to see every day, and that gets, shared with other people and shared with other Army. So I'm very pro Army, thanks to the work. And I mean, it doesn't stop our standing. Like we were geeking out earlier just because of the new songs. So, we're like, oh my gosh, did you guys see it? Everyone's a race to put the new link in and say, oh, run is starting, you guys. And don't forget, let's put on there. So.
Today's episode was adorable.
Don't tell me.
Hey, better luck.
Not saying anything.
Spoilers.
Yeah, no, I agree. You definitely get more protective. Like, they are family. Army is family, regardless of how you feel on a certain day, on the drama, or whatever. Armies do amazing things, and I really don't care what other people outside of Army have to say, really, when it comes to, honestly, all I care about is what Armies think, and if we have any infighting and stuff like that, that is, within the family, and super protective over them, for sure.
Larissa?
I think for me it's both. Like, on one hand, I think I feel more involved in the fandom because I know I'm doing something. I'm not just, I don't know, streaming, but like, I don't know, I'm doing something inside the community maybe. So I think that makes me feel better. But at the same time, sometimes it's like you only have 1 hour time. So do I check out our Discord, or do I go on Twitter and see what's going on? But I think it's fine.
I feel like, what do you do?
Yeah.
We have to hone our time management skills now.
Definitely. Or this entire month is gonna be insane.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
Excited, slightly terrified,
I'm not ready.
Let's go for a second on a complete tangent. What do you think the new song is gonna be like?
Oh my god.
Oh,
I can't predict anything. I don't know.
I'm going all in on saying it's gonna be like disco Saturday
I really
Saturday
hope
Night
so.
Fever type of thing, like Bee Gees, high vocals. That's that's my bet.
The retro. Yeah, I hope so. That's the kind of music I used to grow up listening to as a kid. So oh my god, if they do that, I'm gonna lose my mind. That's it. Michelle is no longer going to be here anymore because I've lost all function.
But we need you.
Oh no, now we have to talk them out of it. It's like, we need Michelle. No, you can't take her away. But yeah, that could be something. I have no thoughts. I don't know. I never know what to expect. So I'm just excited, slightly scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are we all going to live? That's what I want to know. I don't. It's like I'm hoping I
You
survive.
won't survive. And then the album, it's gonna be just this is like it's coming right about my birthday and my brother's birthday. Like we're only 5 days apart. In 5 years, but we're 5 years apart, and I'm just gonna have to tell my family that until the 23rd of August, I'm not gonna be seen by anyone. Like, forget it. I need to stream. I have my priorities straight. We can
Right.
party later. No.
No, not at all. I totally don't think so. I think actually it's made me like the fandom more. That sounds a little bit mean, but right at the start, I didn't join Twitter or anything. I was like, oh no, they're all crazy. I'll just stay over here and enjoy it by myself. But then through doing One in an Army things and like getting to see actually so many army want to join together and like do something good and try and help people, it made me feel a lot warmer towards most of the fandom. Definitely.
Someone who like is on our Twitter a lot, I can miss like some of the hype, like when stuff happens, because I'm so busy taking care of the timeline we have that on One in an Army that I can't really hype on my personal account. But I don't feel like I miss anything because I'll still come back to it later, or I can talk with the people in One in an Army about it. So, but yeah, I can miss a lot because we have so much to do on the Twitter account.
Yeah, I feel that.
There are times too when it's the One in Army team who updates me with stuff, because there are times when I don't get updated at all because I'm so busy with other projects and in real life. So I come to our channel and then I see them talking about it, and now I'm updated.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one. And also like when there's a concert or everything, we have like all the links, everyone like helps everyone. So we're still updated.
Yeah, but like having that personal interaction or something, because sometimes you just feel like you have to like manage a project and you still want to interact personally with people. So I mean, like I'm assuming like you keep switching between accounts.
Yeah, you've probably seen us retweet or share something that probably shouldn't have been shared because we accidentally did it with One in an Army instead. But they're usually really cute stuff.
All of a sudden, like One in an Army is a hard stand.
No, we're all softies. I think.
It was the most recent one was that thread of Yoongi as a cat.
Yeah.
That
was Erica.
Quite fluffy kitten. And I saw it would come up in the alerts, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the wrong one. Like somebody's messing it up.
But it's Yoongi as a kitten, so it's not. It's understandable.
No, it's never been something embarrassing, I suppose.
I don't know. I think we do a good job of incorporating it. Like within our Discord, we have bots set up. So every time something gets posted, either on Weaver's, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, it ducks into this one thing. And every time that pops up, we all go running over there, and then somebody has to comment on it. So it kind of makes it a little easier, at least for me. Mm-hmm. I'm super busy. So like having it all in one place, someone will be like, oh, did you see that on Twitter? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, yes, I did, because it popped up in my One in an Army. And I feel like it gives us something to talk about and, you know, relate to that isn't just all business. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Then we kind of fangirl out, squeal, and yeah, I like it. I don't feel like it takes away from it. I feel like it actually enhances it. It makes me even more diehard.
Awesome. Yeah. I think we're all really good at multitasking too.
So
like with different channels and Discord, you know, we 1 second we're like just fangirling about the latest post or whatever, and then you switch over to another channel and we're like all business. It's
so true. We do that all the time.
You go through it so much in, you know, throughout in like the span of 10 minutes, and like
talking about 3 different things.
Yes. We literally have like 10 conversations going on at the same time. But like you said, a good balance, you know, like we get to stay up to date with BTS and at the same time focus on One in an Army and get things done. little bit at a time, but it works.
Yeah.
And I think like a lot of our members on One in Army are really good at kind of considering other people and like taking a step back, like, oh, is this person doing too much, or is this person like okay? And they reach out and they really try to check in to see if they're okay on a personal level. And I think that's what holds a lot of us together and keeps us sane and gets us through a lot of the crazy campaigns.
Yeah.
The campaign planning, that all that.
Yeah, that's a lot. Well, and it's nice too, because I feel like we also have built a structure that allows for constructive criticism when you're not doing what you've said you would. Because there are certain things that if you say, hey, I'm going to do this, people are relying on you to do it. And then if you can't and you haven't said anything, then there's going to be someone who, steps in, like Lou has done this for me and stepped in and said, hey, Janice, you were supposed to handle this. What's going on because you didn't? And I know that you're fully capable of doing this. And I come in and I'm like, yeah, you're right, I didn't, and I should have reached out. And then the second I reach out and say, hey, listen, I'm having a hard time right now, I don't think I could do this, I thought I could, and there's always at least 3 people that chime in and go, hey, you need to relax, we love you, hearts, and we got you.
Awesome.
So it is kind of nice to that like the business part of it doesn't go to the wayside. It's still, hey, we got to get this done, it needs to be finished, there's deadlines that kind of sort of have to be met. Sometimes it's like a day late, a couple of hours late, but it's always nice that even though that's it, we still work as a team.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's the fact that we all understand that we are all volunteering and doing something extra that we are not even like paid for. We are just trying to help. So we all know that we all have different lives and different tasks to take care of in our real lives. Understand that sometimes like things get hard and unexpected things happen and people have to take a step back, and we are all here for each other to step in when someone else can do a task, someone else can cover for that. So I think the most important thing is that we should always remain healthy and capable of coming back stronger, I guess. So if someone needs to rest, they have to rest and come back stronger when they can. Yeah, we all understand that. I think we've done a good job in establishing like that kind of environment within the team.
A lot of you like mentioned that you followed like other K-pop groups before BTS, and have you seen like similar, obviously not to this scale, but have you seen like donation projects being organized in their fandoms?
I mean, I personally saw it happening once or twice, but I'm not as much involved in the fandoms as I am with ARMY because, as we said, it's really time consuming with everything. But I'm mostly following the artists more than the fan base now. So I guess I saw things happening and I tried to take part of it. But yeah, it's not as this is completely biased. So because I have the point of One in an Army, I saw how organized we are and how long the process is, etc. So when I see projects like that, I'm just like thinking, oh my God, this is going to be so long and the admins are so going to be in pain. And so I just feel for them what they're going to have to face. So I see things happening, but obviously it's not the same scale as One in an Army or basically Army. It's there are many good ideas in other fandoms as well. I think this is coming like, this is a thing that comes when many people are together. As Louise said, one person realized that they can do something when there are many. So I think this is kind of a common idea, but I would say that since ARMY is a really big fandom, many more people hear about it and it seems maybe more consequence, even though other fandoms are also trying to do things, and it's really interesting and it could have a really good impact. But I mean, and it has an impact actually. But just because we are mostly involved with ARMY, at least for my part, I'm mostly involved with ARMY. So I think that I don't see everything. And obviously, I just have a sneak peek or things here and there. So I would say that there are many good ideas in other fandoms as well. But being not really completely involved in them, I can't really say how much and how it goes and what impact it really has.
Okay.
I also don't know if they have an a fan organization like One in an Army who is solely focused in doing charities. I mean, I have seen other fan bases from other groups who are doing charity work, but I don't know exactly if they have their own One in an Army.
We kind of brushed on this before, but I just want, there are a lot of fandoms that are united. It's not just ARMY. Like you have in other pop groups or in movies, you have gamers that are united. What do you think? Like, I've never seen a fandom, and I've been a part of other fandoms, not as intensely as I have in an army, but I have been a part of other fandoms, and also like never in music, but like in movies and stuff like that, like the DCEU or Marvel and stuff like that. And I've never seen people come together and use that power for good and for donations. And I wonder why specifically here that happened. Because the only thing I can think about is that people were rooting for the Snyder Cut for the DCEU, for the Justice League movie. And so they donated for a suicidal prevention fund. That's it. Like, that's the only thing I can think of that. And that's just like a tiny drop compared to what Army and One in an Army do. So why do you think it's specifically Army that brought this?
I actually think it might be how we are fans, because it's not something that we are on the days we feel like it. We're always like in the fandom doing stuff all the time. Like I used to be in book fandoms because I was a huge nerd back then, and like I don't think people are as immersed in the fandoms as maybe, like, I don't know how it is without the K-pop pop groups. Maybe they are too, because there's always so much content all the time. But I feel like ARMY are some people that like we were doing fan stuff like on a daily basis. So that's why I think it might be that we continue to do these things all the time, because like with Star Wars, for example, they're usually like more fans when the movies come out, and then they do all the theories, and then they have to wait until another movie, while we get content all the time. So we're always fans, so to speak. That's just a theory that popped into my head now.
I think it's very possible.
yeah. So maybe it's like it's part of the ARMY is more part of our identity than many other fans have their fandom part of their identity. Does that make sense?
Active.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
How much do you think? Sorry. Go ahead.
How much do you think BTS themselves have to do with all these donations and all these projects? Like their presence.
I think this is a thing I wanted to touch upon. Like, I believe that if BTS were not the guys they are, we wouldn't have been like this. Like, even when I remember one of their first donations, if not the first one, was when they donated for the ferry disaster, for the Seoul ferry disaster, and they donated along with the company. So I think that was a point when we were like, well, everyone donated, but they also did it. And then they kept on doing it. And most of the times it was like, well, did they do anything now? Or I don't know, what are they up to now? And then the media popped up with an article like, well, J-Hope donated like 100 million won for X cause, and then another one did the same, and then Jin donated for animals. But they were also always done secretly, and they popped up only when the media inquired about it. It was just like the BLM one. Variety inquired about it, and then they told them, well, we donated 1 million, and we are to keep donating. And I think that this was also like, well, they donate and we want to donate too, and we want to make them proud of us, especially considering that
it's no secret that army is not considered that good of a fandom most
Yes,
of
we're
the
very
times.
toxic.
I don't know this. It's an amazing misconception.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was also a case of we want to get out of that mold that they put us in, so we are going to do this and somehow distance ourselves.
I think I agree with you. I think that's a lot.
Also, I think that BTS has influenced us so much with their music. They talk about being good persons. They talk about mental health so much. They talk about societal issues that it also influenced us as armies to do good in our society. It also, their actions as well reflect how we should act. It's like they're teaching us how we should act. So we also do the same thing that they are doing.
Yeah. I think another aspect is like we're also connected worldwide. That like I don't know about you, like you're all from different countries, but in my country we don't always get to see such global news and be aware of everything that happens and be aware of so much that's going on. And to be able to be connected to people from all these different countries and see different aspects of the troubles that people go through everywhere in the world, you become more in tune with it and you want to help more because you see it. Like it's very easy to ignore stuff you don't see, but once you see it, it's a lot harder. We're practically the boy from Omelas here.
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree with that, and I think also part of that is just through making friends as army. Like I know normally when you make friends, it's people from school or it's people from your work or it's like clubs that you go to and they all live near you or like in the same country. But at least for me, the friends I've made through army are completely all over the world. So all of a sudden my circle sort of went from being like, oh, only Europe or only Britain to being like the whole world. So I became a lot more aware all of a sudden of like, oh, this is going on in this place and this is going on in this place. So I think a lot of people have that experience as army that they realize, oh, there's so much more going on in the world that I know about. Like you were saying about not seeing things in the news. Like once you follow people on Twitter and they start talking about their lives or like you're texting people or whatever, you find out a lot more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you think makes BTS and army a place where something like an organization like One in an Army can exist? Because I don't know about you, but I've never seen anything like it in any other country. Like I've been a part of some like a casual part of other fandoms, not like army. Nothing is like being an army.
Yeah.
But I've been or like seen from the outside other fandoms, and I've never seen something like One in an Army exist. And I wonder, why do you think that is? Like, what do you think makes BTS and army something that allows for One in an Army to exist?
I think personally for me, it goes back to the music. They have always been performers who said it's about music. It's not about award shows. It's not about breaking records. It isn't about being the absolute best. It's about making an impact on that one particular person. If one person can find strength or happiness or guidance or whatever it may be from their music, that's why they do it. And because their main focus is that, I feel like people relate to that. The end result is not this one particular thing. Like they say, it's okay to not have a particular dream. It's okay for you to stop and enjoy where you are and what you're doing and to not know what the future holds. Because a lot of us feel like that, especially in the like what's going on in the world right now. We don't know what the future looks like and everything is changing. But this allows for like their music to just, hey, you can sit in that space and you can be a part of whatever it is right now in your world, and that's okay. And finding ways to, if you're not comfortable in that, accepting it. And I think that's one of the reasons that they've never seen it before, because it's never been done. They talk about BTS paved the way. I think I don't think they paved it. I think they built a rock road that is difficult to travel because there's a lot of haters out there. There's a lot of, things that go on that, bump up against them and push back, and they just keep plowing through it. So I think that, you know, in the future, there's a road there, but it's difficult to travel, and they've been traveling it, and they have found the ability to find a collective who resonates with the music that they create and say, listen, we're dedicated, we're on board, and whatever may be, and yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, I
Sorry, that was kind of lengthy.
I think for me, it's like a combination of factors. One of them is, you know, BTS's beginnings. Like, they are a true underdog story, but also their personalities and what they portray, they're genuine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people can feel that, and it brings all these people who have like that same experience out, and we all genuinely want them to do well. We all genuinely want ourselves to do well, and I feel like that's why ARMY is so passionate as a fandom, because it draws in a certain crowd. It's like maybe not found in everybody, and I feel like that's why ARMY's able to kind of push forward, you know, overcome haters all of these years, and like push, like really help BTS get this far as well. You know, I feel like that's what it is. It comes from BTS themselves. Yeah.
So to add to that, I also think it's also the fact that BTS do not just say things to say it; they also act on what they say. So every time they say something, there is always action that follows it. I think we've learned a lot from that, in the sense that ever since their beginning, ARMY never really relied on big hit or on companies to like do stuff for BTS. They were like, you know what, you know, we can't wait for someone else to do something for BTS. We have to, you know, to put them out there. So I remember like in 2016, I think the first like really big project we've done was this one. It was like everyone printed like a flyer, a poster to promote BTS. It was like in black and white. Yeah, so yeah, that one. So it was to promote Blood, Sweat and Tears and Fire, if I remember correctly. So I think that was the first step we've done to promote them beyond like what the company can do. I feel like that mindset kind of like became more popular, and and now we see it with charity, we see it with you know, charts, we see it with streaming, we see it in other like fields. So the same thing happened with charity. We don't wait for change to happen, we also take action and try to make the change happen faster.
Yeah,
I think I think that's a factor as well.
Yeah,
you know why like this is happening.
I was thinking about it, and I was thinking that, you know, I mean, when I was thinking about what I found when I joined ARMY, and that was that this network of intercommunication and working together to achieve goals was already in place. Like, that's one of the things that wowed me. Like, when I got on Twitter and I was like, oh, this magical new world. If people, ARMYs, if you're not on Twitter, that's where like all the really cool stuff happens. You should go there. So I know Instagram is fun and stuff, but Twitter is where it's like the network. But anyway, I'm not plugging. Okay, so
no.
I think
Right. ARMY, you're not on Twitter. You should be.
Get it?
That's where everything happens.
That's where we coordinate things. It's amazing. So that's what I found when I joined Twitter. I think it was iHeartVoting that I'd heard about, because I was I was all on the compilation videos and the music videos and everything. And I heard there was voting. If you make a Twitter account, you can vote. So I said, okay, make a Twitter account.
Wait. There was like lots of noise.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I made a Twitter account to help with voting, and what I found were all of these accounts that were helping teach people how to vote, teach people how to stream, teach people how to Shazam, teach people the history of BTS. And so all of this information was out there, and I think that it developed because, you know, as me coming in and looking at what I'm finding here, I think it's because everyone knew that they had to fight for BTS to get like basic respect, even in the you know, in their transition from being, you know, Korean music artists to Korean music artists on a global stage. There's a sense of dismissal or disrespect sometimes that come with being a boy band, being not English speaking, et cetera, et cetera. And so when I came in, they were already like, they'd already been to BBMAs at first, you know, that kind of thing. And so but there was always that sense of having to make sure that we're working together, and the more that we can be effective, the better chance we have of them gaining this respect in the industry that they deserve. And so I think that infrastructure was already there in the Army, and I think that once that was there, then the next step is kind of, you know, taking this fandom power that we have and moving it into the realm of, okay, we have a lot of power and they are such a positive force in our lives. How can we show that to others, and how can we take that same positive energy to others? And so I think that it just kind of, you know, to me, it's sort of like a natural progression to start thinking about how we can direct this energy and this, you know, sense of just love and positivity and togetherness that we found with each other in Army, and bring that to other people. And so I think that's why the fandom developed in this way, and I think that's why there was kind of a place for One in an Army to develop in Army.
I can say that. Like, think about it, we're almost well, not almost, like we're bigger than some countries, and unlike countries, we're actually united, usually, mostly. So it's like we have a lot of impact when we move towards a certain goal.
We definitely do, yeah. And you know, I mean, a lot of impact, a lot of power, and you know, and keeping that in a positive direction. I mean, of course we fight, all families fight, so I don't even take that as, you know, I mean, some people get discouraged because they see a lot of, you know, bickering about this or that small topic that, you know, comes up, and people entertain themselves arguing about stuff. And so, you know, that's there, but you know, for me, it's like a big global family, and you know, families are going to have disagreements, but when something comes down and when we're ready to focus, we're all going to be on the same page. And I think that's really beautiful.
Anyone else wants to chip in?
Yeah, I think that I agree with Erica there, and also that like-minded people attract like-minded people as well. And so I think that once we created this relationship where it's filled with like love and positivity between BTS and Army, and that we felt like we've been heard, I think we just wanted to share that feeling outwards. So that way we want to share the love and positivity and change to other people as well. So maybe that's why we're so inclined to do charity work now.
I definitely agree. Anyone? Anna, Larissa?
No, I think they said everything.
Do you have a favorite charity project or organization you donated to, or an animal that you donated to, like something that's like sticks in your head and like, oh, this one?
It's really hard to choose. They all feel like our babies at this point. But I will say that Kum is the one in particular that holds a special place in my heart. That's the first one that I think I actively participated in picking that one and like presenting it to the team and like reaching out to them. And now we've had a really long-lasting relationship with them. So it's been, that one I think is probably my favorite if I had to choose. So.
Erica?
Oh gosh, this is like asking me to pick a bias. Maybe I'm just an indecisive person. I could just have problems with making decisions. But I really enjoyed Mind Leaps, which was this program that helped. They used dance classes to help prepare children that were living on the streets or that were, you know, refugees from other countries and had no stability, and they weren't like prepared to enter school. And they used dance classes in order to prepare them to learn things like, you know, following instruction, memorization, teamwork, all those kinds of things to slowly prepare them to enter academia and then get them through school. So I really, really enjoyed Mind Leaps. And I also like the Hug It Forward, which was building the bottle school for Namjoon's birthday last year. So that was in Guatemala, and I'm just really excited at the fact that we helped build a school. So they're still in the building process because the pandemic interrupted things, but still, it's pretty cool.
Lena?
Well, also like Erica, I love the Hug It Forward one, but I have to say that my favorite one is the July project, Clowns Without Borders. Laughter is one of the things that like there doesn't need much for it to be to I guess get a response from someone, but it's something that can brighten up someone's day in a minute.
Yeah, it really can. Larissa?
I mean, it's hard to choose because if you look at them, like at what the impact of every campaign was, I think it's always so amazing to see. But I think for me, Coombe was also my favorite one because I just really love their work, and I don't know, I love children. They just, I mean, they really do amazing work and they communicate with us a lot, even if I think it's been over 1 year, almost 2 years since we've had the campaign. So it's really, I mean, I really love them.
Almost, yeah, we're coming up on 2 years because that was our first birthday campaign for Jungo. You know.
In August, yeah.
Yeah.
Too.
Do you have a favorite like campaign or project that you guys did?
What was it?
If you have a favorite project.
There's
I
a
think
lot of
same. It's hard to like pick one because they all do different things and they are all equally important. I think the most, like the one that I remember the most was Thirst Relief. It was, I think, because the impact is very lasting, 25 years of clean water to like 3 communities. That's like very impactful in my opinion. That's why I remember it.
That's
But all
huge.
the other ones, all the other ones are just as important in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think the one that stands out for me, maybe, well, I mean, as an example of some of our favorite ones is like Goom, which is the for the children. I feel like it's meaningful, and also we've made a really lasting relationship with that organization in general, and we're still seeing updates from them. It's really nice to see that we were able to be a part of that and kind of impact them for this long. So, and I think that applies to a lot of our campaigns in the past couple years.
Yeah. Gigi?
I think my favorite is, and I can't remember the name, for Namjoon when they did the Build a School.
Oh yeah.
That was huge. Like,
I was hoping you would say that one.
It's like
yes, like
that one.
Again, I'm a teacher, and I know how pivotal, like not just the education part of that, but like having a routine every day that kids can get into and engaging with their peers and interacting with adults that are outside of their families and being challenged every day, but also to take like environmental impacts and use that, because essentially they took, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm off the top of my head, can't remember all the details. They essentially took trash and garbage and structured it so that they built an entire, I think it was 3 rooms.
I think so.
A 3-room school or 3 schools, something like that. And like, to me, that's just amazing. And it not only built the space for the kids, but the community and the kids themselves got to help with it. So that part is really cool. I love that. That's probably my favorite. And I'm kind of looking forward to the time capsule with that they made with Jimin.
Oh, from last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I forgot about it.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that one.
There's a
I
lot.
totally forgot about it.
Yeah, it's so hard to decide. It's so hard to decide. Although I gotta say, this current one is a little. I love it. I absolutely love it.
This one was perfect.
Clown with Borders.
Yes, it's so good. Well, and funny story, and as we were talking earlier about like everybody getting their input and say, I'm quite opinionated, and I'm really good about putting my opinion out there, but still being open enough to have a discussion and change my opinion and my view, if we have a discussion about it. And at first, when we started talking about going with them, I'm like, you guys want to do clowns? Really? I don't know how I really feel about this. And then we started talking about how we were going to structure it, and how things were going to work. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. Okay, not only do I want to be on board, like I want to be project manager for this one. Can we do this? And yeah, it was awesome. So I think that's also one of my favorites because it's really impactful. That's something that people will take with them forever. Like I love live performances, and even on stage, and every time we go to Vegas, there's some kind of Cirque show that I have to go to because it's just absolutely phenomenal to watch. So
Yeah.
I think there are no bigger clowns than Army anyway, so.
It was very fitting.
Best thing is that we're so proud of it.
Oh yeah,
really
own that. Own it all day.
Exactly. Like that's not
clown in the house.
Me failing in making up theories is not gonna stop me from making up theories. Like I'm gonna say it and it's gonna be wrong, but I'm okay with it.
There you go.
One time it's gonna be right and then I'll be able to.
It's true. So true.
It's still a good time no matter right or wrong.
Exactly.
It's still a good time.
I mean, I have some ones that are not so much favorites, but just I remember them fondly in a way. One of the ones that I really enjoyed was, gosh, it was so long ago. It was, let me try and get the date properly.
Go on the map. I look there.
It was Namjoon's birthday. September.
The Jilly project.
September 2019.
With
we did a project, Build Bricks with Namjoon, and that was really one of the ones I loved a lot because it had so many different things happening at once. Like at the same time, it was education because so it was a charity that take basically litter and like rubbish, and they make it into eco bricks, which is like plastic bottles filled up with rubbish that can't be like recycled or composted, and they use the bricks to build schools. Wow. So we managed to basically raise enough money that they're building a 3-classroom school in Guatemala out of these eco bricks. And I really love that campaign a lot because it's this combination of like environmental and saving the planet and using this rubbish for a good cause, and then also like getting education to kids who really need it and like providing them with a school.
Yeah, it's like different levels of contribution.
Yeah, it works on like several different layers. And then I also think that's one of the ones where we really nailed the birthday campaign properly, because I think, you know, if we could choose one campaign that I would want each of the members to know about or something, I would want Namjoon to know that we did education and saving the planet, and like that was his birthday. I think we chose a really good one for that campaign.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, it's so Namjoon.
We might have updates on his birthday. Might.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, all of our campaigns are good, so.
I was thinking now what you said about it being very Namjoon, because like the one before was about saving coral reefs. Yeah, and then we had the project for hobby, and it was about kids smiling, and then for Uni about kids playing music, and they all feel very like them in a way. I got a bit emotional.
Yeah, all of our birthday campaigns have really worked so far, I think. I'm proud that we managed to choose so well, like over and over.
I mean, I hope they would fit well for the first one, since we're the one who picked them back then. So, but it's kind of amazing that when Army actually were the ones to choose, they basically chose kind of the same theme that we did back then. So it kind of, we had to like do something else, but still do the same thing, which was a fun challenge, I would say.
That's because Army share one brain cell.
Yes.
Yeah, we do, and we are clowns. I think if we're not talking about birthday projects, I really like that we had a donation at some point this year.
Can you talk closer to the mic a bit?
I have a headset and it's new and I have no idea how to fix it.
But this is much better. But this was much better.
I did nothing again. I really did nothing. I just said sorry, and apparently that works.
It's okay. I'll turn you up in post.
Thank you. So, what I wanted, oh yeah, if we're not talking about birthday projects, we had a donation this year when there were some issues for Ding Dong in South Korea. It's that organization that protects LGBT youth. That was close to my heart too.
Understand. It's very
That was one of the crisis one, I think, because Army just wanted a way to donate, and it was kind of hard being an international fan, like from outside Korea. But then we helped, well, not us specifically, but like people helped us set up something so Army could donate.
Yeah, that it's very hard sometimes, like when you're an international fan and you wanna help specifically in Korea, but there is a certain barrier in between.
Yeah, there's like a lot of the Asian countries, it's so hard for us to set something up because a lot of those countries only deal with donations from their own country. Like sometimes they're not even like they don't allow outside money to be donated, which is really frustrating sometimes because we just want to help.
I think actually, when you look back at all of our past campaigns, though, it's not possible to choose a favorite, like Lou was saying. But if anybody wants to see more of our past campaigns, they can go to our website, oneinanarmy.org, and we have an archive of all the campaigns we've done so far. So it's really easy to just scroll back and see all the different ones that we've done, and people can choose their own favorites.
I'll put the link for the One in an Army in the top corner, so hopefully right now it's up there, so you can just click it and check it out.
So all the projects that we did and are also on the map, both the starting tweet and then the report tweet.
And they have a One in Army logo as a pin.
Yes,
it's
yes,
so
they're
pretty.
Also, the Bangtan projects are on the map. I mean, what they donated, and they have. Is it the Army logo or is it the Bangtan logo?
I think it's the BTS logo.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyone wants to add anything?
No, thank you for having us. And seriously, interviews are usually not something I do, but this was super fun, relaxed from away. So thank you for having us. We had fun, lots of fun.
I think my cheeks like for smiling so much. Okay, so everyone send the purple hearts in One in an Army's direction and in the chat and in the comments. And thank you everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. We'll collab with BTS.
Okay, everyone. So goodbye. Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It was fun. Thank you.
Oh, did I hurt that no one saw it?
And thank you to Army for supporting our projects always and hyping us up. We couldn't do it without them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Thank you, Army.
Thank you, Army. Love you.
Goodbye.
I'm doing hearts as well, also you can see it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. It was very fun.
Settle, bitch, now shout.